everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Last year, my friends and I took a girls trip to the south of France, and we had so much fun. Flo and I decided that we wanted to do it every single year. This year, we went to the south of France, and we were only staying a couple days, so we really wanted to maximize and redo literally everything we did the year before. And one of those things was going to La Garite, which is this restaurant in the south of France that's on an island off the coast of Cannes. And it's really nice, it's really fun. They turned into a party, and it was also 4th of July, so we knew like it was going to be really packed and we were going to meet lots of people and have a lot of fun. So we go there and we met up with some of our friends that we had met earlier in our trip, and they had a table, but they were still trying to figure out their reservation. So we were kind of hanging out on the sides, which is very normal for La Garite. There's literally people all around the place. So our friends are trying to get their table situated, and we're just kind of waiting around, walking around, talking to people. That's kind of the vibe in La Garite. It's a restaurant, but it's really like a beach club. So while all this is happening, our friends text us and they let us know that the table is ready and it's on the right side. Now, the thing about saying the right side is there's 2 entrances to La Garite. So depending on if you're facing the ocean, the right side could literally be on any side. So we were like, okay, we're not really sure which right side. So we decided to go to our right side based on where we were facing at the time. So we walk over there, and as I'm walking, there's this big burly man, this huge man, who is yelling in my face, and he's saying, no, you cannot go there, and he's like pushing me out of the way, and I'm like, what is going on? So I realized that there's like a line of people with bottles walking through. So I kind of just move over to the side. I'm like, okay, my bad, bro. So now I'm like, okay, now that the people have walked past, I'm trying to go to the right side to see if my friends are on the right side of the table. Mind you, our friends are black, so it's gonna be very easy to find them. We just needed to see the other side of the room. And the man is like, no, you don't have a table. He has a French accent. You don't have a table. And he's shoving, pushing, and being really aggressive to me and my friend Fola. Mind you, we're women. He's a big, strong, tall man, and I was instantly a little terrified. And now, while all of this is going on, I'm noticing that he's letting non-black people walk to that other side. So I'm confused. Like, why can't I go over there? What's so special over there? So while this is happening, there's another black couple that walks past us. And while they're walking past us, he stops them. And he's like, where are you going? You don't have a table. You cannot go over there. And the girl looked at him like, boy, if you don't... Because and her table was like right next to ours. So she went and she sat down. So I guess he felt embarrassed from that situation. And he started like being even more aggressive towards Fola and I, and he was like, you don't have a table, you don't have a table, and he's pushing so aggressively. I literally wanted to cry because I felt so helpless in the situation. And I think what made me really angry was the fact that like the embarrassment, 1, and 2, the fact that he was not trying to hear us at all. And then there were people, because like we're standing here, there's people beside us just looking at us with a look of disgust. Mind you, you can imagine what people looking at us with a look of disgust, and then kind of just carrying on with their day. And while all this is happening, it took for another black woman across the room to come and rescue us. And she got us, and she was like, it's okay. I'm literally on the verge of tears. She's like, it's okay, just come with me. And she's talking to me, and she's trying to calm us down. And she's basically explaining to us like, yeah, this place is really known for being really racist and really egregious and really aggressive. And I didn't know that. So because I had been there the year before and we had a fun time, we did not notice or experience any of this. But in that moment, I realized that that was the first racial experience that I had experienced that was so blatant and so aggressive to a point where I felt unsafe. And it just put such a bitter taste in my mouth. Like, I didn't even want to go back to find our friends. I was like, Fola, let's go home. Like, Fola and I were so upset. We literally, like, I was holding back tears. And it was just not a good experience. So I'm doing this on my little corner of the internet to say La Garite is canceled in my book, because when I went home and I was telling my friend about this experience, we looked up reviews, and apparently they have so many bad reviews of just being really nasty and rude, and it's just yuck. But racism, like, I have no tolerance for it, absolutely never when I travel. And I just feel like it's so popular on social media, no one ever cares to come back and do a follow-up review. So this was my experience. I don't know, guys, this second time around traveling to the south of France, I noticed so much that I didn't notice the year before. I noticed classism, racism, and it's so disheartening because I feel like the rose-colored lenses that were over my eyes for the South of France has been lifted. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love the South of France. It's beautiful, but something was definitely different this time around, and I'm kind of grateful that I experienced it and I was able to see it from both perspectives. But yeah, that's my story. I think I'm done yapping. I think I just want to get it out because I was pissed. And I told myself I was going to make a story time because sometimes I try not to talk about these things, but I think sometimes it's good to share these experiences. Just, you know, just because. Okay, bye, you guys. Anyways, I'm in Italy now, and it's really cute here.
All right, what it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog. Now, this is Princess Uche. Now, I was just talking to a friend about traveling, and I was like, I want to go to the most least racist place in the world. Like, I went to the Netherlands, right? And went to Amsterdam, and I stayed in the state of Utrecht. And I just, the first day I went there. I was walking around Amsterdam. I went to a coffee shop. Yo, I went to a coffee shop to get some weed, and then I went to this restaurant, and you can roll up in the restaurant. So I was sitting there rolling up in the restaurant, and they told you to put this other little hash stuff in there to make it like a bigger cigarette, and then they give you like the little ends. And then they give you a roller. They give you a roller. They give you everything. And I was sitting there having me a Hennessy or a Crown Royal. I can't remember. I think it was a Hennessy. I don't think they had Crown Royal. But I was sitting there and I was talking to a white couple. And they were like, yeah. They were from, I think they were from the UK. And they was like, yeah, America, y'all got a lot of gun violence or whatever. And I was like, we don't got a lot of gun violence. I mean, but then I look up on my phone and I was like, gun violence in America. And it popped up, something popped up and said, 7 people at a Madden, I think it was like Madden 2017, Madden 2018, tournament, like at a Madden tournament. I was like, then I said, oh, this is in Florida. Florida's different. Everything in Florida's not the same. But in fact, I didn't experience any racism while I was over there. And I met this really, 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 really pretty woman from Afghanistan. And I was like, girl, I'll take you back to America. But they probably wouldn't like you. You probably had to tell them you from the Middle Eastern or you Middle Eastern or something like that. Well, not even Middle Eastern. You gotta say like Pakistani or something. Like you cannot say Afghanistan because that wouldn't go over too well. So, but yeah, I met two girls from Germany and Poland I rode on the train with. Mind you, this whole time I'm sitting there high as hell, riding on the train with them, and they talking to me, and I'm like going in and out. But they was pretty cool. And then I'm telling you, that at that time I was so high, and mind you, weed is legal there, but I'm so out of my mind. I was like, I got to get rid of this weed, so I flushed it. I flushed weed in a legal country. It was crazy. But I also went to the red light district. I did not purchase, but I went. And you know what's crazy? Every picture I took in the red light district in that area disappeared off my phone. So the only picture that I was able to post is the only one I kept is the one I posted on Instagram. And that was the only one I kept. So if you scroll all the way down my Instagram, if you have the time, and you'll see a pair of my Jordans, and I took a picture of my Jordans in front of like a red light district sign, crazy situation. But I didn't experience no racism, so I understand like if her going out there and experiencing something like that in Europe is crazy. But I heard there's a lot of racist places out there. But you know, one thing that they did tell me when I got down there to Utrecht was you know, they got a lot of alleyways, right? And y'all ever see like where it be people on a rowboat and that dude be pedaling with a stick? So they got those out there, and it just in the middle of like in the middle of the city. There's like this thing called town center where there's restaurants and everything. It's just stuff that goes on all in there. So then there's rows of houses, and the streets are all circled around this, and they just go out from there. And then there's other streets, other places, and then you'll hit the countryside. So like everything is facing towards that town center. But if you going down those alleyways, if you're not on one of the main streets, you got to stay on the main streets, because if you're going down one of them alleyways, you might run into a gang. That's what I was told, to stay out of there, because the young gang members, they carry knives and they know how to fight. So yeah, just had to stay out them alleyways, because you walk down the wrong one, get your ass whipped. So I avoided that, man. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section.